We are so excited to share another story of transformation, women using the Eat, Live, Thrive diet. So today we're going to introduce you to Sheila Langford and her story. Welcome, Sheila, and thank you for being willing to share.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, tell us, Sheila, before you even embarked on our diet and our lifestyle, what were you facing as somebody in our season of life? What were you facing with your health and your body and just anything that was going on in that area?
I am 5'3", so I'm not a tall person, and my build is very short and stocky. So I always have the thunder thighs. I'm not tall, don't have long legs. So I have that build anyway that I don't feel like I ever look slender. I have always struggled with my weight. My dad did, my grandmother did. I kind of thought it was a hereditary thing because I saw that a lot in my family. My top weight was 173, and I'm 5'3", like I said, so that was pretty heavy. In August of 2017, when I started the Eat, Live, Thrive diet. So I have been on this journey for a little over a year. I tracked my weight and my inches faithfully monthly. I have lost over 16 inches overall, and I have lost 40 pounds. I weigh 133.4 right now, and that is going through all the phases of the diet, and I have maintained the lifestyle with that throughout this time. Perimenopause was my big change. That gave me some big challenges with my weight, and with my energy levels, and just it changed a lot of things with me. So that's when I knew that I needed to do something different than what I had done in the past to be able to take off weight or keep off weight. I had always in the past just, I'll cut out the sugar, cut out the flour, don't eat potatoes, that kind of thing, a carb thing really. And I could use that. And suddenly that didn't work anymore. Well, in addition to weight gain, I also noticed a change in my energy levels. It felt like, I didn't sleep well. And so I would wake up not at my best. So then I started slugging the coffee drinks. Of course, the sugared coffee drinks, that get me going for the day. I have never been a person that sat and watched TV, that sat in the evenings. And suddenly I just felt like a different person, like I didn't have the energy to do anything. And that's when I saw your program. Dana, I recognized your name from former days when you did a lot of speaking when I was younger. I had read some articles that you had written when I was younger. So I recognized your name, so I trusted you. And as I did that, I ordered your book. And when I did that, I suddenly had a plan. It wasn't just I'm going to stop this and start this. I started with the phase 2, the elimination, the fast track, and I was very surprised that immediately I could tell a difference, not just in my appetite, but in my energy levels. I think that was the thing that really perked my interest and kept me going. But I immediately saw a difference in my disposition and wanting to move. Started into the discovery of eliminating the foods. There were two things that I was especially surprised about. Like I said, I in the past had cut flour and sugar. But I was surprised at the effect of cutting grains. I was very surprised when I eliminated the other grains. The difference, I think, in my digestive system, number one, and number two, that helped the energy levels, which I was really surprised because those are carbohydrates for the most part. The same thing with dairy. I would have never dreamed of eliminating dairy from my diet because, women need calcium. We need vitamin D in milk. That was my way of thinking. When I went through the elimination of dairy, I couldn't believe the difference that made in my digestive system. The short-term fasting that you introduced me to was a game changer for me. Just to extend your time of day that you don't eat. That was a novel idea to me, and I was amazed at how that helped with my appetite, number one. And it also changed my thinking. The 3 square meals a day, the breakfast is the best meal or the most important meal of the day. It changed that thinking for me. And I've found that it has been easier as I've gone on. That idea came about when I was right in the middle of the Eat, Live, Thrive diet. So I was kind of in that spot where I needed a jump start again. And that did it for me. Just being conscious of when I was hungry and not eating till I was hungry made all the difference in the world, because I've been able to do, I do use the fasting on a regular basis. I usually have at least 2 days a week that I go 15 or 16 hours, and other days I go 12. It's really helped my thinking and my eating habits, yes.
So Sheila, congratulations, first of all. That is amazing. Tell the women that are so wanting the same thing, permanent weight loss, what's working for you in lifestyle? How is this an easier journey than in the past? How are you keeping the weight off?
My lifestyle has changed greatly for a couple of reasons. Number one, I retired during that time in May 2017. When I look back, there were things I could have done then if I had had the information that I have now. But I use a Fitbit regularly. I track my steps and my activity every day. I'm maintaining, 12,000 steps a day on an average. I joined an exercise class. That's been an interesting journey because this class I started with, I'm with a lot of 40-year-olds. So I have learned that I don't do the things 40-year-olds do as far as exercise anymore. My lifestyle as far as eating, I have used the fasting. I'm also very conscious of what's going into my body. I really listen I listen to your coaching. I've paid attention to the things that you say, and I've found that they work. The things, as I choose what I eat, as I'm careful to choose what I eat, it's okay to indulge in small amounts. This weight loss journey has not been a straight downhill as far as my weight. I've done gained a pound here and had to lose 2 here. I've done that, but I've been encouraged to keep going, and it's okay to start over. I've done that a lot. So those are the kind of things that it's changed my thinking. And like I said, I've changed my movement and being conscious about moving and eating. I am still learning. I want to say that. I struggled with high blood pressure when I first started this too. I was on medication for that. I'm off of that blood pressure medication. I've really tried to use what I've learned from the diet and incorporate natural, organic as much as I can. The things God made for us to eat. If we just stick with what God made, He made the fuel as well as our bodies to fuel it. And so, just thinking that way, if I just fuel it with what God made instead of what man made to fuel my body, I'm going to stay healthy. I thought my 50s, was the end. I felt old in my 50s. I felt like I was already into old age. A lot of the aches and pains and just the, not moving as well, that kind of thing. I thought that I was done. And I feel much better at age 63 than I did at 50, I will have to say, because of the lifestyle change and the weight loss. It has really made me feel younger. I don't feel badly when I get out in the exercise class with the 45-year-olds. And it makes me feel good to be able to keep up with them. I can have that company and stay engaged with the younger generation. And when you feel like the older person, you do not stay engaged with the younger generation in the same way. I don't feel like everyone's grandmother now. I feel like I can be that mom and rather than, feeling like the very older person. Being a member of the Academy has really, really kept me going. I'm a big reader. I can read books. I can do a plan. I'm a planner. But having that community of women that are sharing their stories, and you recognize you're not alone, that it's not your body that's just doing the weird things when when you hit that menopausal age, that other people are experiencing the things that you experience. That makes you feel part of a community, and that's a good feeling, to be part of a community and to see the stories when people are successful, which is one of the reasons I'm so glad to share, because that has helped me to see other women be successful and to know that I can be real and I can be honest when I'm struggling and say, hey, I need you guys to pray, or I need some ideas here. I've used your recipes. I've used things that women have said in the Facebook chats that as far as what they're eating or what they eliminate, I really tuned into those things, and the encouragement of the girls that are on there that are saying, keep going, you're looking good, you can do this, has made all the difference in the world. That just beats reading a book and doing the plan by far. I have enjoyed the coaching sessions, and I have been part of those. Because it puts faces to the people that you're going through this with. It helps me see you two as real people, to know that you struggle, that you don't look at yourself as just the example for everyone else to follow, but that you go through things every day. Rob and I have learned so much from just you talking about your hunger issues and your digestive issue, just some of the things that you're real. And that encourages me. And I think that it makes you know that you can be successful because you see other people being successful. You also see other people trying and going backwards with you, or going and then starting again. So that encouragement has helped me greatly. And the personal coaching is great too, because I do feel comfortable with you, because I feel like I know you. I can ask those questions that I wouldn't ask. Some things I wouldn't even ask my doctor. I'll be really honest with you, because I know as women you understand. I know as women in your 50s and 60s that you understand. And so it really has encouraged me to participate and to be part of the coaching calls, and to feel like I am individually. I'm an individual also, not just part of a group, but I'm an individual, and you're looking at me individually and saying, I think we might have some ideas here that will help you. One of the things that attracted me to the program was the spiritual side of the program. I recognize that the whole body experience, of course, is your physical, but your soul and your spirit. And knowing that you include that part of it, the healthy self-talk, God gives us that in His Word. And that I was able to incorporate that, my morning quiet time. It was a part of this program, as well as the eating and the other things, and that helped my emotional part of it also. But that knowing that other women are not just encouraging me, but they're praying for me, and that I can pray for them, and that the prayer part of it has been phenomenal also, because this has become part of my everyday life, not just in my eating habits and my diet, but in my walk with God also. You're not just helping women eat and live healthy. You are helping them to thrive because of that side of it. As we look at the self-image that we have, knowing that we're made in God's image, that God made us as women, and we have a purpose in this life as women, and we have a responsibility to leave a legacy to the generations behind us, is a reason right there to stay healthy and to live a life that you can be active and that you can interact with the younger generation as well as that generation ahead of us. That has been probably the most important part of this, knowing that it's a full lifestyle, and I've come full circle with it. So I do really appreciate that.
God bless you. What a blessing to us.
Yes,
This is why we're here. Our heart is to help women truly live out their purpose. And when they're not feeling good and when they're not feeling comfortable in their own bodies, they just don't thrive. And so you are the gift of why we give what we give. And we are so blessed and honored to have you in this community, Sheila. You're making beautiful deposits. You have been making beautiful deposits. You're sharing with our community your story. Thank you. God bless you for being part of this.
And God bless you too. Thank you so much for pouring into us. I appreciate it.